Well, good morning, gentlemen. It's an important occasion here this morning at Ferndale Park. We're going to present an award to Richard Taylor in recognition of his many years of dedicated service as a founding member of the Friends of the Lower Appomattox River. Both he and Wayne Walton, with us here this morning, have carried us a long way.
You know, I didn't want to do this. It was Denny Morris that called me on the phone and said he needed some help and could I do it? And I said no. I said, I'm tired. I've done all my volunteer work. I'm not doing any more. And he said, well, think about it. I said, Denny, I don't need to think about it. So we hung up. I went to sit down and talk to Candy a minute. And I said, what do you think? Should I do something like this? And she says, why are you asking me? You're going to do what you want to do anyway. And here we are 20 years later. But when Denny called me that night and asked me to do this, and then the next morning I called him back and said, okay, but now you got to do me one thing. I'm not going to do it unless it's a regional park and all 6 localities are involved in it. And that's from that is where we started, and we contacted the Chesterfield Friends of the River. Janet Llewellyn was there, and she came and talked to us. The Crater Planning District people, they were the catalyst to get this thing done. And they had a plan, and it had been sitting on a shelf for 10 years. Then he said, I need somebody that'll get it done. And I said, okay. And it was one of the best things I've done and enjoyed in my later years. And, volunteering has always been in my blood, so it's something that I really now appreciate. I never knew what a resource this river was. And when I was younger, you just never came down here. If anybody comes down here today and sees the access they have to kayak and canoe on it or fish and go down and just walk, it just struck me that we need to be very environmentally conscious of what we've got and need to preserve it and protect it. Not limit the use of it, but use it wisely. And that was our whole impetus when we first started. We wanted to enhance what we had and make sure people realized they needed to take care of it. People wouldn't believe that first boat cruise that we took all the city officials on, and how many of them had never been on the river and had no idea how pristine that river was between Hopewell and Petersburg. And it was on that trip that we spotted that 25 acres of land behind the jail, and realized after we inquired that it had been set aside to be a park. And what we've done now is created that 67, the largest public park in Prince George County. Hopefully, if my vision is anywhere near correct, we will have educated the next generation as to why it's important to protect and conserve everything that we've done. And not only that, how to use it wisely.
People now, they want experiences. The kids want experiences. They don't want houses and things like that. A lot. They want to go somewhere. It's going to be important that they have the infrastructure built like this. The future looks pretty bright on things like this, and hopefully that we can be the forerunner of something good.
You think of all the parks that we got started. Now we've got the Patton Park. We created that, and we come out here and restored Ferndale Park. Park on Pocahontas Island.
We'll get that done.
Because we're stubborn. That's why people told us we couldn't do it, and we did it anyway.
Richard, we'd like to recognize your lifetime achievement with the presentation of award here. An impressive award, I might add. I'll read it, and then we'll hand it over to Richard. So, very nice award. From the Friends of the Lower Appomattox River, the Lifetime Achievement Award presented to Richard B. Taylor with appreciation and recognition of your more than 20 years of sustained and selfless board service, volunteer time, and boundless energy to the betterment of the Lower Appomattox River region. FOLAR owes you an unpayable debt. Thank you for all you have done, and we will always remember, you don't know unless you ask. We're presenting this here today, December 10th, 2020. Richard, congratulations.
Thank you.
Here's your award.
Thank you. Thank you. I really don't feel like it's time to receive this kind of award. I've always kind of tried to stay in the background. I let Wayne have all the honors of being on TV, but this really means a lot to me. I have to tell you though, I'm not finished yet, okay? I was waiting until I got this trail finished all the way, the 23 miles that we wanted to have it. But we've made a good start, thanks to Wayne and to Ken for everything they've done, and all the volunteers that helped us along the way. I surely couldn't have done this by myself, and so this is really kind of a thanks to everybody that has been involved with FOLAR from the very beginning. And it's a very nice honor, and I'll remember it for a long time. But I'm not finished yet. And the quote is, if you never ask, the answer's always the same.